Mr. Chair, Excellencies, colleagues, and friends,
As much your
it is a great privilege for me to turn to this Indian Ocean Conference after last year's gathering. First of all, I have to thank the Chair for reminding us of the 30th April 1975, our Victory Day, marking the unification of our countries, the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. I would like to wish, first of all, my sincere gratitude to the Sultanate of Oman for hosting the 8th IOC. That you host this important conference reflect your dedication to regional cooperation and dialogue, given your strong seafaring tradition. I also would like to extend my sincere thanks to the India Foundation for your vision to turn this conference as a vital platform for peace, stability, and cooperation in the region. This year's theme, Voyage to New Horizons of Maritime Partnership, reflect our shared aspiration for peace, stability, and cooperation across maritime spheres under the rule of law. It also resonates with ASEAN and Vietnam's long-term vision and commitment. As a coastal state, dependent significantly on maritime trade, and with close ties to the Indian Ocean through South China Sea, we are aware of the challenges and opportunities of interconnected maritime spaces. And on this occasion, I'd like to share two reflections that realign with our collective vision for future maritime partnership. First, we must recognize the interconnectivity of our oceans and seas as a very important pillar of global peace, security, and development. And to illustrate this, let us consider the journey of one of the Vietnam's most well-known exported items, our coffee bean. As the world's second largest exporter of coffee, we often export our coffee worldwide. A shipment from Vietnam's major seaports such as Cát Lái or Khai Mép Thị Vải begin its journey through the South China Sea, transits the Malacca Strait, and then enter the Indian Ocean before reaching market destination in Europe, North America, and beyond. This journey, repeated millions of times for countless goods, demonstrate the lifeline importance of maritime trade in connecting economies. Yet, maritime trade is just one aspect of connecting us. Rapid advancement in technology and also the shared values of sustainable development have also strengthened our independence. However, this interconnectivity also exposes us to shared challenges, both traditional and non-traditional. Any disruption in these waterways, whether in the Red Sea, in the South China Sea, or in the Indian Oceans, poses risk to global security, prosperity, and sustainable development. These challenges include unilateral activities violating international law, piracy, environmental disaster, depletion of marine resources, and rising geopolitical tensions. And such challenges challenge peace, stability, freedom of navigation and commerce, and the livelihoods of millions of people. And they require us to act with urgency and a shared sense of responsibility. These hardships also led to my second point. We must build and implement a common vision for stability, sustainability, and connectivity across all the maritime regions. To turn this vision into reality, I'd like to propose 5 points. First, strengthen adherence to international law, particularly the 1982 Convention on the Law of the Sea of the United Nations, and the fundamental principles of international laws as reflected in the UN, charters, and UNCLOS, such as respect for sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity, peaceful dispute settlement, and the obligation to honor agreements must be fully upheld. Adherence to international law will pave the way for peace, stability, security, trust, and sustainable development. As part of our commitment to UNCLOS, we have nominated our first-time candidate as, to be the judge at the International Tribunal for International Law of the Sea for the period 2026 and 2035. And if elected, I'm confident that the Vietnamese candidate will be a valuable addition to UNCLOS. Number two, utilize the existing ocean legal order based on UNCLOS to initiate and enhance maritime cooperation in the region and beyond for peace, stability, trust, and sustainable development. Addressing maritime challenges such as sea rise levels, climate change, and coastal erosion requires closer and more effective maritime cooperation and coordination among states at all levels, including in accordance with international law. Number three, promote economic connectivity and sustainable development. Vietnam is actively implementing initiatives to boost maritime trade and investment. Our maritime infrastructure, including transshipment hubs, is evolving quickly. We have witnessed remarkable growth in the port sector, recognized by robust throughput figures and ongoing expansion in major seaports. Strengthening port connectivity and transport networks is essential for sustainable economic growth. And fourth, enhance capacity building and knowledge sharing. Collaboration is critical in areas such as maritime safety and security, marine domain awareness, sustainable resource management, and environmental protection. Regional frameworks like ASEAN, IORA must lead in fostering inter-regional cooperation. Advanced economies can support developing countries in improving maritime capacity, fostering economic growth, and protecting marine environments. And number five, explore synergies with sub-regional and international frameworks. Mechanisms such as IOR, BIMSTEC, and ASEAN-led initiatives offer valuable platforms for enhancing connectivity and fostering transparency. And with other ASEAN countries, Vietnam is committed to enhance the implementation of ASEAN Outlook on Indo-Pacific and ASEAN Maritime Outlook as a strategic guidance to expand our cooperation regionally and internationally. And we believe that by embracing this five-point proposal and with the goodwill cooperation with all of you, we are confident that our voice towards new horizons of maritime partnership across our shared waters will soon reach its destination, a future of durable peace, stability, sustainable development, and lasting prosperity for all. And thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.